you're new around here, today I'm going to give you some online work/school tips because throughout my years of learning, I have either been homeschooled, did lots of online classes, and so forth. So I thought I would share the tips that I've picked up over the years because I figured most of you guys, or a lot of you guys, are actually going to be doing online schooling because of COVID and everything. So I thought this video would be quite helpful. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is just general tips that will help you get up, start your day, and be productive in a home setting and online learning. So with that being said, do not stay in your pajamas. I found it is more helpful to get up and pretend that you're actually going somewhere. Look, representable to yourself. It'll make you feel better, and instead of having pajamas on, you won't be like slouching around. You dress for success, so you definitely want to be casual, comfy in your homeschooling setting, but like I said, you don't want to be in your pajamas. So my first tip for you guys is to put on real clothes, act like you're going to in-person school, and do not stay in your pajamas. My next tip for you guys is to find a productive study space. When you're at home, you have so many distractions, whether it's your dog, whether it's your phone, or whether it's the birds out the window, whether it's the TV. There are so many more instead of being stuck in a classroom where you want to do your work so you can just get it done and go home. So with that being said, either find a desk that you dedicate to studying, or you can even use your bed. I personally, I like studying on my bed, and I know that may make you tired or more sleepy. For me personally, it's been okay, so I prefer that, but you have to find your own productive space. So find out what works best for you and stick with it and make it that your space to study, if that makes sense. The next tip for you guys is to manage your time and plan out when is the best time that works for you to work or study. So what this means is, it is a great thing to do online classes because, again, you get to make your own schedule, you get to do it when you want. But some of you guys, if you're like me, isn't the best at time management. So my suggestion and tip for you guys is to find a time that you work best in. A lot of people work best in the morning. For me, I like to work at night. My brain functions more at nighttime, so I set the time at nighttime to do my work. Like I said, it may be completely opposite for you guys, but my point is to set a time of the day that works best for you, that you can dedicate your time and your study time to freaking get things done. So yeah, find the best time. The next thing I cannot stress enough, I actually just ordered one, and I'm not even in school currently, but it is to get yourself a planner. Act like this online course is a real life in-person course. So that means have a planner, write down your schedules, when tests are due, when you need to get this done, plan it out, and I suggest you really get a planner because that is one of the most helpful things that I suggest. I will always be a pro planner girl, if that makes sense. So do whatever you have to do, but use your planner, write down due dates, and when exams are due, anything like that that is important, write it down. The next tip for you guys is to take reasonable breaks. Just like you're in the classroom, people take breaks, and you need to do so at home as well. That doesn't mean grab your phone and play on it for 5 hours. There is no teacher watching over you, so it is very important to be productive. Do not procrastinate. The first step is to not procrastinate at all. If you're like me, I am the worst at it. I get distracted so easily. It's like squirrel, and then I'm just end up in the kitchen eating chocolate for 5 hours. Do not be me, guys. Do not. So yeah, please do not do that. Do not procrastinate, but do take breaks. When you take a break, grab your phone and set it for a time, whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you think you need, but make it productive. When you take the breaks, again, you can check your phone. That is okay. Send a few snaps, whatever you want to do, but go get a drink, stand up, stretch, do stuff that is, you know, helpful and that will make your studying time go by faster. So yeah, don't forget to take breaks, but do not abuse the breaks. The next kind of tips I'm going to talk about is specifically for online classes. So my first tip is make sure you understand the concept of what is being taught. Because usually for me in online courses, I remember being so overwhelmed with like the PowerPoints that they would send. There would be like 100 slides and I'd be like, what the heck, how am I going to remember this all? Or even with lectures, it's like very boring to watch somebody on a screen just like talking and talking and talking. So just make sure you understand the total concept of what they are trying to teach you. And again, just like if you were in real like in-person class, do not be afraid to ask questions, especially during an online course, because I don't know, it's one thing, I feel like that's the best way to work, because it's kind of like texting. Sometimes you don't know what the person is like trying to say, or it may come off wrong. So same thing can happen with online education. You may not like realize what they're wanting. So make sure that it's clear that you ask questions and that you know what they're trying to teach you, if that makes sense. The next tip for you guys is to take notes. Just like an in-person class, be productive and be active in note-taking. So that means when you're listening to a lecture, be taking notes. I personally am a visual learner and I like to write things and with different colors and highlighters. So I really suggest that you do this, take notes, and that way it's not like so much like an online course. You have it in front of you that you can flip through, that you can read over, and so forth. So yeah, be productive in your studying and listening and take notes. Do not just sit there and play the lecture in the background and be like on your phone or doing something else. The next thing I suggest is to use Google Docs. This is something that I used a ton in college, especially with group projects, because you can literally work on a document all together. So like all your classmates can sit there and be like typing on it and working on it. So yeah, this is just a very helpful website that I found and I used, and especially you can save all your like documents in folders, and it's just really nice, and you can also like share it with your teacher and stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend Google Docs. The next tip for you guys is to take advantage of the practice tests. For me personally, I love practice tests and when teachers post them, because I think they are super helpful, because it kind of gives you an idea of what to learn and what they are most looking for in a test. So with that being said, when I get a practice test, I like to go through it and fill it out right off the bat with all the correct answers, and then use that as my study sheet. Literally, I will just study all the answers that I know are correct and that may be on the test. So I definitely recommend you doing this too, because it has been super helpful for me, because especially, for example, one time I took a history class and I had no idea like what the test would be over. And the practice test, I literally had to go off the practice test and it helped me tons. So yeah, also don't rely on it, but definitely use this as a resource and take advantage of it. Okay guys, so this wraps up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think most of you will be doing online courses, so hopefully this helped you out a ton. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and comment down below if you're going to online school or if you're going to in person, or what you are doing for the upcoming school year. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon.